Holiday shopping now? No, I told you, Halloween just ended. We still got Thanksgiving. Stop rushing it. Last thing you want to be doing is walking around a mall holding bags. With technology, you can shop without even putting pants on. It's tremendous. Steve Wenner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at another method of packaging apps. We'll get into how scripts can work in the packages and hopefully some stuff that'll save you some time. When should I shop? Okay, so I'm going to work backwards again. I'm going to show you what we're going for here and then ultimately how we're going to build it. So today we're going to be taking advantage of the Chocolatey package management system to deploy our apps. And if you're not familiar with Chocolatey, we'll put the link below. I'll explain it a little bit, but high level, I'm going to go into one of my machines, into my company portal. I can see I have Adobe Reader published. Okay, Acrobat Reader, I got the icon, I got the description. Let's go ahead and install this. All right, we'll probably give that a second here to reach out to Intune and pull all that down. Okay, and it looks like we are good here. Acrobat installed. We can open it up, do whatever you do with Acrobat. Not a big deal. All right, so let's talk about how we can make that work. First thing we're going to do is take a look at Chocolatey. Chocolatey is basically a package manager, right? It's a repository for Windows applications. You install it once. You can install it from PowerShell, and then essentially what you can do is just grab whatever apps you want. So these are publicly available apps, pretty common things. Obviously, if you have something internal or super specialized, it's not going to work. But anything you could think of, Zoom, that's a good one we could try. We could try Zoom, Flash Player, Java, all the normal stuff that we have to package and deploy. Chrome, there's another one. So how do we do this without packaging the app? All right, so let's go ahead and let's get Notepad++ set up in our lab because we currently don't have it, and that would be a good one to have. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it Notepad++ in my Win32 directory, just like I would anything else. And I'm going to go ahead and make two files. The first file is going to be called install Notepad++. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I accidentally made that a text file. Install notepad++.ps1, and then we're going to make an uninstall file. So uninstall notepad++.ps1. So we're doing this all with PowerShell. All right, let's go ahead and open this up with VS Code. All right, so I just kind of want to flesh out, this is going to be a function-based app. So I want to flesh out the different parts it's going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is create a local path for logging. Then we're going to check for Chocolatey and install. Okay. Then we're going to do check for app. Check if app exists. The app exists, and then of course install app, and then we can just we will name app, run function. And this is universal for all different kinds. Like, you can use this same framework for anything. The only part that's going to really change is this name part where we're telling it which app we want. So let's walk through it. So the first thing we're going to do is before I do anything, I'm going to kick off the function. So we're going to call this function install choco package for Chocolatey package. Doesn't really matter. Install choco package. Okay. And I'm just going to put this in the bottom of the function. Okay. Okay, so let's get our commandlet. Binding params. Okay, so first one is, we're gonna say this is parameter. Okay, app package. We'll talk about these in a second. That's the first parameter we need. And then the second one is we need app name. Okay. A lot of times when we're dealing with Chocolatey, and I'll show you, the package name isn't necessarily the name of the app. So if you look at, Adobe Reader, that's the name of the package. That's not the name of Adobe Acrobat Reader here. And that's going to become important when we are checking to see if the app exists first, right? So more on that in a moment. This is a good example to show this one too. So we'll definitely talk about that. Okay. So I started my function. Those are my parameters. Okay, first thing I have to do, let's actually pull all this in. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is create my log path. My log path is going to be C, program data, Microsoft, Intune, apps is what I want to call it. And then it's actually going to be the app name. That's going to be my directory. And of course, I'm going to test for it. So if it doesn't exist, we're going to create it. Make directory log path. Okay, and then what we can do is we can start our transcript there. Start transcript path is going to be our log path. And we're going to call the log app name install.log. And that's going to be a verbose log. All right, next thing we have to do is check for Chocolatey. So when Chocolatey is installed, it sits at C, program data, Chocolatey. So we're going to put that in a variable called Choco, and we're going to check for it. So let's write host, now that we're logging, checking if Chocolatey is installed on, and we can give this a computer name. Okay, so now what we can do is we can say if it's not installed, write host, Chocolatey was not found installing. Okay, so what we'll say is to install Chocolatey, it's just we're gonna pull it right from the site. So it's a net object, and we're just going to call the install ps1. So new object system.net.web client, download string, https chocolatey.org, install.ps1, close the parentheses, and we're going to out null this so we don't move on until we're good. And then we can write host, Chocolatey was successfully installed. Okay, else if we already have Chocolatey, we're just going to log that real quick. Write host, Chocolatey already installed. So we only need that one time, but the beauty is this is always going to check it for us. So if it's there, it's there, and we skip over. If this is the first time you're running it, it'll install. So we're all good, essentially. Okay, so now we got to check if the app exists. There's a few ways to check if an app exists, right? We could do a get sim instance or WMI object. There's a get start apps, but the problem is that won't always catch everything. So the best thing we can do here, it's a little long. We're going to query the registry for this. So we're going to set a variable called installed, and that will check the registry, get child item, HKLM, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, uninstall, and we're going to get the item properties, and we're going to just pull out the display name. That's all we really need here. And then we're going to say where the object display name is like, and we're going to throw in our app name here. So basically this will, let me show you an example of what that's going to do. So if I'm going to go ahead and open PowerShell, I'm going to call my app name equals notepad++. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is let me grab that line real quick. Yep. hold on. Oh, there it is. I'm going to say, okay, so this is going to look if there is something installed like Notepad++. So let's just take a look at what this is returning first. So let's take a look at all this. 7-zip, GIMP, right? So if my app name was 7-zip, let's actually switch that up. App name equals 7-zip. And I rerun that, it's going to return something. So that's why we need the app name and not the package. So if this basically, so let's say, so let's do it this way. So we're going to check if it exists, right? And then we're going to install it. So if how are we going to do this? If installed is equal to null. So if it comes back empty, essentially is what we want to do. Right host, app name was not found on computer name. Installing now. And what we'll do is now we're going to call the Chocolatey command. Typically with Chocolatey, if you're just running this yourself, you can get away with the choco install package name. Because Intune can be finicky, we want to call it the entire process. So we're going to use start process, wait, file path, and we're going to call the choco directory and the choco exe. And our argument list is going to be install app package, because now we're telling Chocolatey to install the package, and the Y switch. That's basically a force. Once that's done, we can write the host out and say the app name was successfully installed. And of course, if the app already exists, we can just write that out. Write host, app name is already installed. Okay, so how do we know which app we're doing, right? I really didn't specify that at all. So this is where we're going to set our two variables, app name and app package. App package. So let's go back to this. I want to look for Notepad++. What happened? Oh, Notepad. There we go. Notepad++. There it is, Notepad++. So that's the package name, Notepad++. So we can say the package name equals Notepad++, but the app name, how this would show up if we installed it, that would be a little different. That would be Notepad++ with the actual pieces there. So the actual app name is going to be Notepad++. Now that we have those, we can just call our function. Install choco package. The app package is the app package, and the app name is the app name. So when you're looking at all this, these are the only two pieces we actually have to change every time we want to package an app. The name and the package. So let's open up the install script. Okay, what did we do with that? The uninstall script, sorry. So what we would do is here is going to be a little different. So we're still going to define our function and our variables, but we don't have to do Chocolatey first. So let's do it this way. Function is uninstall choco package. Okay, we have our commandlet binding param. Okay, so the first perimeter is going to be same thing, app package. I didn't spell that right. You got to spell right. Still doing it, huh? Parameter app name. Okay, so we have our app name. We're gonna use the same log path. Log path equals C program data Microsoft Intune apps, and it'll be the app name. We do not, excuse me, we don't have to create it here because it's already been created if we've installed. So we can skip that part. And we're just going to start a transcript here. Start, not transaction, start transcript. Path is log path, app name, and this is going to be uninstall log verbose. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to check for the app. So we're going to say basically the same thing. So if you want, you can grab this checked right here. That's going to be the same exact thing in the uninstall. This is going to check if the app exists. If installed is not equal to null, meaning if there is something there, we're going to uninstall it. So we're going to write host app name is installed on computer name uninstalling now. So now all we have to do here is start process, wait, file path. That's gonna be C program data Chocolatey Chocolatey, and the argument list is going to be we're going to uninstall app package Y. So that's going to be our uninstall, and then we can say write host app name was successfully uninstalled. Else, if it never was there to begin with, write host app name is not installed on the computer name. Okay. There we go. It's the number of function. Again, we're going to define this app package. So the app name is Notepad++. The app package is Notepad++. And then we just run our function. Uninstall Choco package, app package is app package, app name is app name. And that should do it. All right, so what do we got to do to bundle all this up? So first thing is we have to make our Intune win file right here. So we are going to run PowerShell as administrator. We're going to call the Intune prep tool. Let's go ahead and let's do it this way. Win32 Notepad++. So our install file is going to be install notepad++.ps1. We're going to put the Intune win exactly where it is. Now this is going to cut down on packaging and upload time because we're not bundling any apps. There are a few pieces of information you want to get. I recommend keeping them all in here so that they're together. So I grabbed a picture of the app. Now for a little icon for the company portal. So I can actually call that icon.png. I would also recommend making a description file. Description. Because if you want something to look nice in the company portal, you have to do that. So why not keep it all together? So this is really, really easy. I could just go in Chocolatey and grab their description. Might be able to grab that icon too. You can actually grab the icon from there also. Yeah, it's perfect. So you get everything you need in one shot. So let's grab all this. Great. So we got description. If you really want to get fancy, you grab the publisher. Don Ho. Okay, so we have everything we need to go ahead and upload this now. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing. Okay, so we're going to need the detection rule. You can use a reference machine. So I have Notepad++ already installed here. So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to open the file location. And let's go one more to get us to the actual location. So my detection rule is going to be C program files Notepad++, and my executable will be my actual detection rule. So either way, you're good there. So now that we have all our information, let's go to Intune. And let's go ahead and log in. Go to Apps, Windows, Add. So we want the apps Win32. We're going to select our Notepad++ package. There we go. Of course, Intune has no idea what it is, so let's go ahead and Notepad++. Our description, of course, is going to be here, so I'm just going to grab that. So we look official. Don Ho is the publisher. If you want to do the version, you can. I'm going to skip that. I'm just going to keep it bare bones. I am going to select my logo. Great. Next. Okay. So install and uninstall commands. I have those. PowerShell exe, execution policy, bypass, install, notepad plus not -.ps1, because that's what we're doing. We're literally just calling our install notepad plus ps1. Okay. This is going to be the same thing, but the uninstall. So all we have to do here is uninstall notepad++. So I have an install, and I'm going to allow uninstall. It's going to be a system app. Requirements, I'm going to keep bare bones for the purposes of this. And our detection rule, I'm going to go ahead and use the one I was able to get on my reference machine. So we're going to use C program files Notepad++ and notepad++.exe. The file or folder exists, and this is going to be set as an available app to all users. Now watch the upload time here. It's going to be pretty much nothing because the package is so small. So the app was created, the upload was finished. All right, we kind of did things backwards today. We started with the experience, and then I showed you kind of how it was all put together. You know, this is a great way to get apps going quickly. If you have a new Intune environment, if you have apps that are packaged in another platform, if it's config man or something else, and you just want to get a lot of those up in Intune and ready to go without having to go find the installers, download them, figure out the silent install, silent uninstall commands. So, you know, hopefully this will help. I'm going to make the framework, so the actual function, available in the GitHub. That'll be on the link below. And if you have any questions, hop on over in the Discord and we'll chat there. So later. 1,